8:34. Happy birthday to Jim Zecca, who's community advocate. Is that what we're calling him? And the world's largest Donald Trump fan.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Is this the Squirrel Hunter?
Squirrel Hunter. Yeah. Very good point.
Good morning, Bill.
Listen, I couldn't let that thing die. I had to. I felt terrible. Here
I know. Believe me, I do the same thing. My wife and I are the same thing when we run across animals. I just sent you some stuff. When I was a kid, we had an egret that landed in my backyard in Brooklyn when I was growing up, and we saved that animal. We had to call the ASPCA, and they came and picked it up. But yeah, that was pretty strange.
And I didn't know what that was, but it's a bird, right? It's a large bird.
Yeah. We're in the North American Flyway, and actually, believe it or not, New York City has a huge. Ask the Gabby Camby, he'll tell you about it. A huge wildlife refuge down there, right near the airport.
My God, Jim, you're now saying huge like Donald Trump does, and Bernie Sanders. He's got the huge. Yeah. All right. So what do you think? Big debate tonight. You'll be watching tonight. Do you think that Rubio is going to surprise everybody and back out of this thing?
No. He's, it's this ego thing with these candidates. You're getting to this point, they're going to stay in till the very end, I believe. Yeah. Maybe after, I don't know, maybe after next week's primary, the winner take all. Two primaries with winner takes all. Maybe after that, possibly. But I don't know. I think the egos have gotten to all of them, and I think they're going to probably run till the end.
All right, Manaski's very excited to challenge you here.
I am. I'm ready to go now. Jim did text me over.
Just real quick though, I just wanted to give a news tip. Higbee Road is closed right now. There's a detour there. I think there's a water leak right near the railroad track, so you can't get down from Upper Higbee down to Genesee Street.
All right, be aware of that.
You sent me it looks like a flyer. It's a photo of a flyer with some of Trump's how Donald J. Trump plans to make America great again on the economy. Mr. Trump plans to lower the corporate tax rate to 15%, offer tax relief to the middle class, and simplify the tax code for all Americans. Additionally, he'll focus on reducing our national debt by eliminating wasteful programs, etc. Explain that, Jim, because it just sounds like a lot of rhetoric.
It's summarized. It's compact. It was in a little. It was in a handout that we had given out at the when we were in New Hampshire. I mean, you could only get so much information on a palm card. That was a palm card that we were handing out when we were campaigning for Trump in New Hampshire.
I think what Manaski is saying though is it's never really been explained, right?
Healthcare, the economy.
I'll just turn it around. What is Hillary Clinton explaining, and what is she going to solve, and what has she solved in all the years that she's been involved in government, and for that matter, any of these elected officials? And I got to tell you, I think Trump supporters are just silent and are going to do what they have to do, and they're proving it across the country. They're voting for him. They're doing it quietly, but now it's time for the folks to speak up.
It's funny you made it.
But people need to start calling in and saying why they're supporting Donald Trump. There's three really big reasons I'm in support of Donald Trump. First of all, he's not part of the establishment, and that's number one for me. I am tired of the establishment. They have solved no problems for this country. We've gotten deeper and deeper into trouble with many issues. One of them is the bad trade agreements, the TPP that we're working on now. NAFTA has been a complete nightmare for this country and loss of jobs. The national debt at 19 going on $20 trillion. And then the immigration policy is a mess. We have really big problems.
All right. Anything you want to challenge him on here?
He's addressing all that.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
You got to win the primary first. You got to be the nominee, and then you go after the.
I don't think there's any doubt here right now that Trump is. There's doubt, but Trump is going to be. I think he's going to be the nominee.
I'm with you. I think no question he's the nominee.
I don't know how he isn't.
But he doesn't address those things, and you're right. You can't address those on a palm card. But 2.5-hour debates. It seems like these things are every other night. They're about 3 or 4 a month that we're in the 2016 now. Again, he says his response to things is, "Trust me, believe me, we're gonna fix the healthcare.
America's gonna be great again.
We're gonna fix it.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so beautiful. You're gonna get sick of being great. You're gonna be like, I don't want to be great anymore. There's too much greatness." I mean,
but you know what? Look at
heard of anything like it in my life.
Give details in their campaigns. The people that are trying to give any details in their campaigns are already knocked out of the race.
Donald Trump's best slogan comes from Frosted Flakes. It's great. That is it. It's like a stinking cereal slogan. All right, Jim.
The dog's going after you. You know, you can't say anything against Donald Trump.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Guys, you have a good day.
Is an enormous Donald Trump fan. And he said it. He said it, not supporter, but he slipped up and said the word fan. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Jim, I caught you on there. You said fan.
He is a subscriber to Trump's Steak of the Month.
Steak of the Month. Wine of the Day.
The Wine of the Day.
Yeah. Magazine
the Hotel
Club.
Rewards. The Hair Club.
It's all there.
Just to be fair, and I'm being critical of Trump, I will say he talks about the currency manipulation, and I think he's right on that.
Yeah.
And so what he would actually do to address it, I'm not sure. But I just want to be fair that he has been clear about the manipulation and that he wants to address that. So I think that means any imported goods would be significantly taxed.
The question would be, is it really, do we really believe that the quote-unquote establishment is so afraid of Donald Trump becoming president because they would lose all of their perks and they would lose control, they would lose power, or are all of these, in many cases, really smart people looking at what he's saying and saying, this is empty, this is ridiculous? And or is it the big, they don't want Trump because Trump's going to take everything they have away? I don't know. There's a lot of really credible, smart people that we as a society used to kind of look up to. And now we're like, no, you're a part of the establishment. You're all in the big conspiracy. A lot of really smart people say that it would be horrible if Trump became president.
And the quote-unquote establishment, which can't seem to, depending on your affiliation.
And then there's the establishment. But beyond that, there are a lot of scholars, really smart people that say, this is ridiculous. Right. What are we doing?
Right. And while they will disagree on many topics, the one they seem to universally agree on is that
Trump
this
would
is
be bad.
Empty promises.
Yeah. Good morning, Nagel. Good morning.
Hi.
You look like a super stout today.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. I'm feeling super stout.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's Irish time.
It is. And,
so the big weekend, and now, listen. You're a beer guy. Mm-hmm. You know Varick Street. Yes. And when the weather's nice on St. Patrick's Day, look out. You better be prepared.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of smiles down there. And
lots of smiles.
And lots of room for everybody to get their beverage and mill about. So very much looking forward to the weekend.
Now, when you go in there, do you let these people know, like if you're running a bar down anywhere really in the area, after this big parade, the crowds are going to be bigger because sunny and 62 right now is what we're calling for right now.
Great.
Full sunshine, not even any clouds. Sunny and 62. I'm assuming you got to go in and say to these people, you better be prepared. You better have enough on hand because it's going to be a big one.
Absolutely. We're going back down today, actually, to reiterate that idea.
Reiterate it, yeah.
Got to stock up. Do you have enough cups? Do you have enough places to pour? So
what'd you bring in here today? And let's talk about Irish. And, Guinness would be the one that everybody talks about when it comes to an Irish beer. And you literally, when you're pouring that, you turn it upside. Explain all of that for me so I can understand what's going on.
Guinness is a nitrous beer. So it cascades as it falls. Smaller bubbles, smooth their mouthfeel, stuff like that.
Like the one that the brewery made here.
Correct, that was Disruption.
Disruption. And
lots of different breweries are experimenting with that process now, just because it's a beer that does tricks. It's a visual thing. Yeah. It's a tactile sensation. When you taste it, it tastes different, and it kind of smooths out the rough edges of a stout.
Yeah.
What makes a stout is roasted barley, which is kind of a bitter, acrid flavor, similar to coffee or dark chocolate, and there's a lot of different ways that you can soften that with oatmeal or lactose or stuff like that. But one of them is actually by making it a nitrogenated isn't a word, but it's a word that I use because it makes more sense. Instead of carbonated.
If you would have said that, I would have been thinking that was a word.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so and this is a stout here that you brought in from Ithaca.
Ithaca, yeah, brand new. I've been listening, and you are on this coffee kick recently.
I am.
And when I first came in, you told me you didn't like coffee, and now
I don't like coffee.
Well, you look like you like coffee,
but I like what it's giving me.
Yeah,
it's giving me the pep I need to get through the day.
So one thing that, as I said, the stout flavor matches up very well with coffee. Yeah. So one of the phenomenons that's happened recently is almost all the local breweries have teamed up with a local coffee roaster. And both of them share kind of common business ethos, small businesses doing things by hand, crafting nice things.
This has a coffee taste to it.
Yep. And so Ithaca paired up with Gimme Coffee. Recently, Saranac paired up with the Utica Roasters.
Got it.
And Lake Placid with Bean 2 Coffee Company.
Okay.
So it's something that's happening in all these small towns. Troy has Brown's Brewing Company and Uncommon Grounds.
Yeah.
So kind of a neat phenomenon. The thing that I like about it is stouts are naturally low in alcohol. There's not a lot of residual sugar to ferment after you roast all these malts, and so they're a good drinking beer, thin in mouthfeel and body. And then the coffee makes it a great breakfast beer for before the parade.
Yeah, it really does. Or during a radio show.
Oh yeah. I'm talking a little faster.
Yeah, and this is a coffee stout. I didn't even see that it's on there. It's a coffee stout. But you totally get that coffee smell and that dark coffee taste.
Sure, and there is caffeine
really
in
like.
them, so
Okay, so this will be a beer that'll pep you right up.
Certainly will.
Okay, and why why is it a stout? Why is that really connected to the Irish holidays?
Well, I guess the Irish were limited. The Irish are an ancient people. So they've been making beer since before the beer making process was refined.
Right.
So all beers used to be dark just because to roast the malt, you used to use direct fire. And then as the processes evolved, you started to use indirect heating methods, and you were able to make a paler malt that wasn't as roasted and burnt and was more uniform in color. So the Irish have been making stouts because they've been making beer the longest.
So it's their history.
I wouldn't say the longest,
but it's their history.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
there's some monks out there that I don't think were Irish that were making some beer.
the Sumerians made beer.
Yeah.
So it goes
Beer's
back.
pretty old.
Yes, very, very old.
This is really, really good. Available all over the place, I'm assuming?
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. It is amazing to go through your grocery store, your convenience store, your refrigerator, to find all the different varieties of these breweries. It is an exploding business right now.
It certainly is.
Yeah. Coming up, we have a big event that's going to be coming up.
Utica on Tap coming up on Saturday, April 30th. You can actually save $10 per ticket if you get yours in advance, and you can get it right now at WIBX950.com. I was told we were supposed to give a shout-out, right? Nagel was at...
I guess, Nagel, you were at some concert over the weekend.
Ryan Montbleu?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you forget? It was
having
a good time.
Well, it was after the Heart Run. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Got it.
I was going to mention as well, I've seen you at Shenatchery's before as well.
Oh, beautiful.
I've seen you in the radio studio. Yep. That was awesome.
Nagel, we stalk you.
I got a break. Hold on tight. 8:47. We're going to give you a chance to win our free money question of the day. A chance at $100 in cash from the Hobica Law Firm coming up on WIBX.